Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Zara. We have some picks for tonight's Dana White Contender Series Week 1. It's making its return. I just want to throw out there, these cards tend to be very volatile. A lot of these guys are very unproven. We do have some returning fighters overall. We will have some throughout this season, just like we did last season. And those guys tend to do a lot better, but generally speaking, these cards are hard to predict, so just throw sprinkles. Wait for the fight nights and the pay-per-views. Those are a little easier to predict because we have some solid study film, some film study on these guys that we can refer to. As with these guys, they all fight locally, so just be careful. That's all I'm saying. So to start us off with Antoine Ho. I love that name. Taking on Loner Kavanaugh. I have no idea if I'm saying your first name correctly or not. Don't really care. But I'm going to roll Kavanaugh here. He's at a negative 165 price tag. And on the other side with Antoine Ho, we have a plus 135 underdog. I'm just going to roll Kavanaugh here. I think he has more potential. From what I've seen on, again, from where he fought, I think he has more potential. Now, Antoine Ho does train with Sean O'Malley, but I think you can only put so much, that only holds so much weight. So I'm going to roll Kavanaugh here. Again, be careful. I wouldn't be surprised if it went to a decision. That's personally where I'm leaning with it for prop purposes, is I have Kavanaugh by decision. All right, guys. So next up, we have Jose Miguel Delgado taking on Ernie Juarez. I'm going to go with Stockton's very own Stockton MF, Ernie Juarez. I have him winning via KO. Don't follow that prop bet. I'm just throwing it out there. But I got Ernie Juarez winning. He's fighting out of Stockton, California. If you don't know, that's local to me, so I'm a bit biased on this pick. But he's at a plus 260. I don't know how Delgado should be at negative 325. I definitely think that line is way off. He also trains in Phoenix with Sean O'Malley. But again, I can't put any merit into that. I can't say that sways me towards Delgado's side just because of where he trains. So again, I'm rolling with Ernie Juarez. They're about the same size. There's not too much, that's crazy that again sways me to the other side. But we have 5'11 against 5'9. That's really the only difference. We don't have a reach for Ernie, which is a bit bizarre. But again, I'm rolling with Ernie here. I think if this goes to the floor, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw him win via sub. But again, I don't know. I got to roll Ernie here. I think he has more potential. I think he looks a lot better. Now, Jose's not bad either. He only has one loss. But again, these are just some smaller fighters that are unproven, so we can't put that much. So, I mean, Ernie could be 16-0. And when you dig into that, that history of opponents, it doesn't look that good for either guy. But I just think Ernie has it. At plus 260, I'm going to take my shot here. So I have Ernie taking this win here. All right, guys. So next up, we have Bruno Lopez taking on Michael Sajniani. Holy hell. Bruno Lopez is making a return. He was on last season. He lost, but I think Bruno gets it done this time. This isn't like a good fight, though, if I'm being honest. I don't agree with the line, so in all honesty, I'm staying out of this one. They're not too different, but Bruno's 31. We have on the other side, I'm just going to call him Michael. Michael's 27, 203, 205. Bruno's a tad bit taller, I guess, but they looked about the same during the face-off. But 6'2" to 6 foot, 74.5-inch reach advantage, or reach for Bruno. We don't know what Michael's reach is according to Tapology, but I'm going to roll Bruno here. Like I said, typically for Dana White Contender Series, when we have guys returning, they tend to do really well. I have no idea what that is. If that just gets the jitters out, you're not as nervous because you've been there. There's some familiarity there. But Bruno is actually a champion at LFA, so I think that experience kind of has to be taken into consideration. So I'm going to roll Bruno here. Be careful, though. I'm personally not a big fan of this fight. The line's way off. I think this should be more like a pick 'em, but Bruno's going to be the pick. All right, guys. So next up, we have Mang Ding Dang taking on Rami Hamed. So I'm going to roll Rami here. Again, I'm going to go with another dog at plus 160. I realize that he's very inactive. He was supposed to be on last season, but for whatever reason, he pulled out. And Mang has a lot of experience. I know he's younger, but he has way, way more fights. So again, when you dig into it, though, I mean, you can only put so much into it. These guys are all unproven. So, I mean, he's winning via KO, KO. He loses a decision, KO, and another KO. So, we don't know if Rami gives him a bit of a problem. Maybe that streak ends up getting broken. But for Rami, we have a submission loss via armbar, decision win, KO via leg kicks, which is weird, and then another leg kick KO. So again, you're not going to see this at the UFC, or I don't believe at Dana White Contender Series. So something's got to give here. Rami's 12-3. Meng Dang, God damn it, is 34-8. I don't really know. So we have a 33 on Rami's side, 29 for Meng. They're about the same size, 6'2", 6'1", 75-inch reach advantage for Meng, and then 71-inch disadvantage for Rami. But supposedly Rami's really, really good on the feet. He's more of like a karate style, so like MVP, Wonder Boy type of style. And I love that style. So, and he trains at MMA Masters. I'm going to roll Rami here. He's at plus 160. I'm going to take another shot here. But again, use caution, please. All right, guys. So in the main event, so last fight for tonight until next week, we have Mansur Abdul Malik taking on Wes Schultz. Wes Schultz is actually returning. This is the one time where I'm going to fade a returning fighter. Mansur has a lot of just natural talent for power. He's a tad bit smaller, though. I noticed when they had a face-off, he was a little bit shorter, so not a big deal. But we have a 5-0 for Mansur. Wes Schultz is 6-1, but Mansur's at a negative 350 price tag, which is a lot. It's chalky. And then for Wes Schultz, we have a plus 270. In short, they're both pretty much the base is wrestling, but Mansur's really, really powerful on the feet. So he just tends to, I don't know, I wouldn't say he was like Alex Pereira, but tends to, if he touches you, he's hurting you in some way. So 186, 185, so same height supposedly, but like I said, Mansur seemed like he was a bit shorter, but 6'2 to 6'2. We have an 80-inch reach advantage for Mansur. Wes Schultz is at a 76-inch reach disadvantage. So we have another MMA Masters guy from Mansur, and then I don't know, Pura Vida for Wes Schultz, but I don't know. A lot of people are leaning Abdul Malik. I tend to fade the public, but in this case, I have to roll with the public. I think Mansur is too naturally gifted, so I think he does enough to get a contract here, get a win, obviously. And Wes Schultz, though, he's not terrible, so it wouldn't surprise me if Mansur won via decision, kind of got close to getting a finish, but just couldn't get it done, and just ultimately wins like a 30-27 type of scorecard. So Mansur for the win. But that's going to do it for today, guys. For the predictions, I will be going straight into UFC 305 full card predictions. So give me a little bit on that, but good luck, you guys. Like I said, be careful. This is just Dana White Contender Series, so be careful. I learned the hard way last season when I thought I was dead on, and some guys, or a lot of guys, just came up short for me. So good luck, you guys. Just be careful.